good start to any cube draft is Black Lotus. And now, I think I'm going to take Preordain. Pretty solid card in a lot of blue decks. Storm, Control, like Twin decks. I guess that's a sort of like a Storm deck. Board of the Phyrexa is a card that has a lot of potential with Tinker, but it's a little too expensive to hardcast, of course. As alternative is also take Volcanic Island, but I think that's a little more committal than just to take Preordain. Just because I don't know if I'm gonna even have any use for the Volcanic Island. Alright, this pack is a little less exciting. There is Birds of Paradise. We want to go into some blue-green deck with like Oko or something. There's also Hard Evidence, a fine card. Does create an artifact which you can use for Tinker, Tolarian Academy. Follow Khazad Doom to go into a Reanimator deck, but I like being Hard Evidence. It's also pretty nice against mono red. Just create a roadblock and you get the card back eventually. Like an 0-3 for 1 mana is just a decent card in some matchups. It's another spell as well. So I'm just thinking a little bit here, like for right now, for example, I could be a Lur's deck as well, just like considering a little bit what I could get here. There's a Novice Inspector, which I could take, going to like a blue-white control deck that has an artifact theme. So I can pick up like Academy, Ursa Saga, Tinker. And I'm not really giving up on much. I think Corpse Dance is a card which has potential. Right, Resurrected, but these are just like not even that high power level of cards. I'm gonna take a Inspector, and now I have 3 cards that make artifacts, and we might just pick up another one here in Chrome Host Seed Shark. This is looking to be I'm looking to be very good setup for artifacts. Samwise is very good with Black Lotus, but it's not so good against with like it doesn't work with Hard Evidence or Preordain. And it's not like you need that much help when you get Black Lotus. So I'm gonna take Chrome Host Seed Shark. If Samwise wheels, it could be a thing. There are also fetch lands you can use with it. But I've been pretty impressed by Chrome Host Seed Shark. Now there's Uro, but that card is not even that good of a card. There's this expressive iteration. I might just take a Jace Wheeler of Mysteries here just to say card draw engine. I'm not necessarily looking to empty out my library. But it's a pretty good turn 1 play with Black Lotus. And starts drawing a bunch of extra cards, maybe mill yourself for value. Displacer Kitten is a card that has some uses with Moxes, but take Jace here. So I could take Sword of the Meek and try to be like a Thopter from the combo. The alternative is to take Batterskull, which is a card that's good if I get Stoneforge Mystic. But I think that Sword of the Meek, this could be a very good setup for a Thopter sword combo with all these artifacts that just having a random artifact could be decent. And also Stoneforge Mystic can find you Sword of the Meek, so if I end up with that combo, it's not like, yeah, I would like to have Batterskull. We'll see. Alright, so now there is Tesseret. But I kind of like Murktide here because I do have Hard Evidence and Preordain already. And it also works with Black Lotus because even though you can't delve away Black Lotus for like value, it still adds 4 mana to the Murktide, 3 for the Black Lotus and 1 for the delve. So we'll see. Prismatic Ending looking like it's gonna be kind of weak in this deck. I also don't love Mystic Forge because Hard Evidence and Novice Inspector creates artifacts and Chrome Host, but they are not artifacts you can cast. So I just like in Metamorph here. Very heavy on the artifact theme. Now there is Lion's Sash, which is an artifact and an equipment, so it could work with a lot of stuff. Good side card, Wrath of God, but there are more replaceable cards, and Lion Sash is a card I'm probably main decking right now. We'll see. Going to be a pretty good Stoneforge deck here. Oh, Troll Wheel. Take it. Alright, so you could also abandon white. Could just be like mono blue or some other color. Oh, so is there any way for me to like get this into play without unearthing it? I don't think this is a seasoned Hellblade deck though, and not Bowman Courier either. Engineer, which does work with Dragon Engine, I suppose. So we could have some red stuff going on here. And Tarmogoyf. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Alright, so there is Tundra and Tinker and Mana Vault. I think this is just going to be a fantastic Tinker deck. It's one of the best Tinker decks I've ever seen. So I love Mana Vault, but right now I think I'm just going to take Tinker and be on the lookout for some expensive artifacts to put into play. I'm not going to get Portal to Phyrexia, but I might get Bola Citadel, Sunring Titan, and even like Triplicate Titan would be fine. So sorry, Mana Vault, but I think this is just Tinker just has so much potential in this deck. With Novice Inspector, Hard Evidence, Sword of the Meek, Lion Sash, Chromehost Seed Shark, all make artifacts. Or are artifacts. It's just too good. I mean, second, also tinkering for Black Lotus could be a thing in some scenarios where you have some synergies going on with Lotus. It's not great because it's mana neutral, of course, and you're wasting an artifact. But maybe I just want to put a lot of cards in my graveyard for some reason. Okay, so now there is Phyrexian Flesh Gorge, which is a card I can put into play with Tinker, but that's not very exciting. I don't have anything that works with this. There is a Fable. Saheeli is not terrible, because I do have a lot of non-creatures and it does create artifacts. Fable is the best card in the pack, I think. Well, maybe Channel is, but this is not a workshop deck, as I stated again. A lot of my cards are not artifacts when I cast them. I think Saheeli is going to be a little bit better than Wandering Emperor. Okay, now there's Bola City. I'm just gonna take it. I just don't want to risk not wheeling it. There are some black drafters, that storm drafters that are gonna take it, and this is one of the best Tinker targets. So I can also maybe hardcast it with Black Lotus. So I'm gonna give up Ponder here. Just take my Tinker target. And there's the second Thraben Inspector if I want it. There's also an on-color talisman, though that's just gotta be very good. Mana fix, mana ramp, artifact, just does everything. And I don't really need a second Thraben Inspector. I think Runane Nemesis is a little off plan for this deck. This is a little too middle of the road. This deck is looking to big stuff, tinkering out the Bola Citadel, cast a big Murktide. I'm not really looking to play a small ball card at Runane Nemesis. If it wheels, maybe, but I can't give up a good mana fixer that also is on plan here. Alright, so I think Taxian Bro is slightly better than Chalice, just because it works with Murktide, it's just a fine, and with Saheeli. Just does a lot of things, make me play a 39 card deck. I think it's solid here. Dress down, does that do anything? For me, creatures lose all abilities. Thinks it does much. Manifold Key also doesn't seem to do much. Wedding Announcement is again a little too small ball, I think. Dress Down does not do much. I guess it could be a good sideboard card. Alright, is this a Paradoxical Outcome deck? I don't think so. It's also not a jitter deck. Or Shard Course could be okay. I could even attack with Hard the grab and get a card. Relic is decent, but I have Lion's Sash already. I guess Relic could be a little bit of a combo with Murktide because you can just exile your graveyard afterwards and grow it. Alright, I'll take Relic. It's a pretty low opportunity cost card anyway. And Nettles I think works. Because I have so many artifacts. The alternative is to take Sweden's Reclamation, but it's basically only good with Black Lotus. And it's not even that good with Black Lotus. So I think Nettles is going to be great in this deck. I have a lot of ways to make artifacts. And here I'm going to take the land. I like it better than Mana Type. Revoke in my sideboard. Could main deck it if I'm like a little desperate, but I've said in other drafts I don't really love this card because it's a little fragile. And it also may not do anything, so if you have this in your opening hand, what are you even getting? Mystical Tutor for Tinker is a thing. Could try Tamishi though. Because it's pretty good with Black Lotus. Alright. I think Mystical Tutor is a little too weak. When the only thing I'm getting is Tinker. It's not so good. I did Wildig for that. I'll take a Fabled Inspector though. Would love to get Ursa Saga or Tolarian Academy. They are also lands, which means that I can get them without sacrificing the number of playables. I usually count Black Lotus as a spell. There are some people who can count it as a land because you have it in your hand, you need less lands, but You also want the lands to go with Black Lotus. Take the Manifold Key. I still don't think it does much for me right now. Can double activate Relic. And there is an outcome, but I don't think I want it. Okay, so we have Hull Breacher, which is a card with potential, but doesn't do much here. I think we're going to take Swords to Plowshares. This is good interaction, good with Murktide. And Seacon Coast I could probably wheel. Black Faden would be awesome, but I think it's not worth splashing it. I don't have any mana fixing except Black Lotus. Swords to Plowshares it is. Now there is Sai and Deserted Beach. Bellseeker I don't like. So against Sai I don't have that many actual artifacts. I mean I have some, but Lotus Petal is a little too all in, I think. I don't need it in this deck. I think I'm going to take the Deserted Beach, just have make my mana a little better. Now there's Hallowed Fountain and Reprieve. I think this deck doesn't really need Reprieve that badly. It's a good card, but I want to make my mana very good here. See, here's the thing. I do have a bunch of white 1-drops and a triple blue card. So Talia can be very good in some matchups, but it does also hurt me. It doesn't hurt me that badly, but I think Blade Splicer is decent. Just makes an artifact creature, and it's pretty good rate against mono red. Could cut it if it's not good. Like Absent, but I think it's a little too mid-rangey. Not getting the lands I want, unfortunately. But my mana is looking pretty good now. This card is good with Black Lotus, but not good with Relic of Progenitus. And right now I can't play Sword of the Meek. I don't think it's not worth it without the Topter. But on the flip side, Battle School wouldn't be great either. So I didn't sacrifice much for that. Oh, there's the Topter Foundry though. There's a lot of good cards here. I think the Copter would be okay, but I don't have that many creatures. Grim Monolith and Esper Sentinel would also be decent, but yeah, I'm gonna take Topter Foundry and have the top 2 combo. These. Okay, so Searjinger. I think it could be okay here. I have a lot of clues and artifacts. And it's not like that I have anything else that's that good. And Laura. Scrubland doesn't really help with Bola Citadel because it's getting me one black source doesn't go anywhere. Might just take Laura for the sideboard. Big Time Warp is a good card here. Mirror Battlesphere as a backup Tinker target that can also maybe hard cost sometime with Black Lotus. Sure. Let's see here. Cut the Lion Sash probably. Or in against some graveyard deck. And maybe Thought Scar doesn't do much. This is criminally late Dwarfy Voidwalker. I think it's nice to have Battleseer and Bola Citadel as Tinker target, just because if you're behind, very far behind on the board, this card catches you up. If you're ahead or even, you get this card and just run away with the game. There are also some matchups where you've seen some artifact or enchantment removal, where you can consider just getting this because it's pretty good against removal. But it really sucks that I didn't get through an Academy or Urza's Saga. There are cards that people pick high, so it's not surprising, but it's annoying. Also cut Relic. It's does hurt me pretty badly. Maybe Lion Sash is just a better card than Relic. Because if you use Relic before Murktide, it's a little bad. But it also just triggers a heal, I guess. You can tinker it away. I guess I'll play Relic. So I got an late Esper Sentinel, which I replaced Relic with, and I also got a Talia, which I put in my sideboard. So it's one good wheels there. I think 8-6 is good. Average hand here, but from an Inspector, Turtle, Ginger can grow with a clue. Mother of Runes. So I might be playing as mono white. I don't think my matchup against mono white is that bad. I don't have a lot of creatures that can put up roadblocks, but of course Mother of Rune's gonna make it worse. Selfless Spirit. Well, so even if I had Wrath of God, it wouldn't have done much this game. Can't attack. I mean, I could bluff attack, but it seems not worth it. Because my opponent just blocks and gives protection. But Ginger is colorless at least. And eventually I can maybe sack it and gain some life. So I could metamorph Mother of Runes or Selfless Spirit, but I don't think that's necessarily the game I want to play here. Simple Hexproof and Haste. Wedding announcement. Can't copy that with Metamorph. Alright, Nettlesis is not terrible. So if I attack, I could, but it would just trade for the 1/1. I guess I could attack, see if my opponent blocks, and then I can crack the clue. Sear Ginger is colorless. I don't think. Okay, well, you can do that. So I got a Scry here. It does mess up my curve, but I also get to eat the 1/1, grow my card, get rid of a dead card on top, so it's fine. And now Sear Ginger is a little larger. Fable is a good card. I still can't copy that with the Metamorph. I can copy the Goblin, but which is not terrible because it makes artifacts. Okay, that was not the greatest draw ever because I'm far behind here. So I can play Nettlecyst and it's a 2/2. I can Metamorph like the Goblin Shaman. But I think it's better just play Jace. Maybe it soaks up some damage. Oops. And I want to dig towards like Tinker or something. Tinker might be able to get me back in the game. Although it's, I think I should mill myself. Because I do have Sword of the Meek. As well as Murktide if I like. Swords is a little... It's kind of dead with the Mother of Runes in play. But if my opponent uses Mother of Runes, maybe it can do something. But yeah, I should mill myself because of Murktide and Sword of the Meek. Kind of want my opponent to attack Jace here though, so I can save some life. So I'm getting one turn respite from the wedding announcements. Okay. Yeah, we are in trouble here. Of course, Wrath of God wouldn't have helped with this game. I think I'll block the 1/1. Because I think Sear Ginger is going to be pretty big here. My opponent does have... Oh, it only triggers off my stuff, I guess. Okay. Well, in either case. Down to 12. Wedding announcement has now flipped. Is there any way I can get back into this game? Maybe with Topter Sword, because it does create a lot of blockers. Oh, Black Lotus. Oh. Well, start by milling myself. Preordain Sahili. Okay. So I do have Black Lotus. So I do have access to 8 mana. I think it all has to start with playing a Battle Sphere. Also get a Scry here. Hard evidence, huh? It's a little too slow. Should have probably led with S%. I like the fact that I'm making so many colorless cards, though. It does mean that Mother of Runes becomes less good. Right. We are putting a fight up, and next turn I can metamorph my battlesphere. Touch of the spirit realm. Okay, fair enough. So I guess you take Mirror Battlesphere, but I could take Jace as well if. No, you can't take Jace, it's an artifact creature. Okay, so that messes up my plan a little bit. I could also metamorph the reflection of Kiki-Jiki, but if my opponent takes Battlesphere, I don't really have that many good targets anyway. I also have to think about Selfless Spirit, so if I make a large block, my opponent could sacrifice Selfless Spirit to wreck my boards. But if I jump with the mirrors, I do get scries from Sir Ginger, so that's nice. Okay, so Reflection is summoning sick. So what I think I'll do is into 5 blocks 2-3. I could trade for Adeline, but I kind of want to get some scries here. Jump there, and I guess I'll put Novice Inspector plus 2 cards here, and I'll take 7. I think that's acceptable. So now if my opponent wants to sacrifice Selfless Spirit, that's less devastating. And I also got a bunch of scries. Okay, you can save that. But now Swords Ploughshares is online, so it's not terrible. I do get a lot of scries here. Ooh, that's pretty good because I can return Black Lotus. Yeah, that's gotta be good. Okay, this game is starting to get complicated. And Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Sure. Alright, let's start by activating Jace. Stop the founder. I wanted to mill the other card, but I'm down to 17 cards. I could try and deck myself and win somehow, but it's not gonna be easy. Let's play this. This seems better. Now turn Black Lotus. Draw a card. I have 5 mana. I'm definitely gonna sword something. Question is just what. Also return more stuff to battlefield, but I think I wanna source the Selfless Spirit. It's just the most annoying card. I could also source the Reflection, but if I source the Selfless Spirit, Reflection doesn't do. I guess it copies Seasoned Pyromancer. Now this is complicated. So every time I return a land, I can get back Black Lotus, which does add mana, but I'm going to run out of lands at some point. So every time I do this, I net 2 mana with Black Lotus. Can I? So I do have 4 mana. Every time I do that, I get 4, but I can do it 5 times and get 9 mana, but then I don't think I can win at that point. Uh, yes. Yes. Then maybe next turn I can try and set up a wind. This is complicated. But I now have decent blocks and the Selfless Spirit is gone. $16. If I can survive 2 more turns, maybe I can ultimate Ace and win that way. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. And then my opponent can copy it. So that might just be game. One did not copy it with reflection though. And a path. Okay. Well, I'm definitely not gonna have 2 more turns, that's for sure. To win next turn, probably. But my opponent could have copied with reflection instead attacks. I might just be dead anyway, so let's see. My opponent has my opponent has 7 attackers, I have 5 blockers. So I have to let 2 through. So I can go to 1 if I block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, my opponent has 8 attackers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 5. I have to let 3 through. This is sorcery only. Okay, I'm dead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, so Boros. Aggro, mostly white. Some red cards. Lauren does blow up Fable. It also blows up Touch of the Spirit Realm. It could be okay. Might just be better than Sahili is a little clunky anyway. Definitely don't want Talia, that's for sure. Dress down is probably not. I don't like Revoker either. Okay, let's see if I can salvage this. I don't think I could have won. This hand is sick, by the way. I don't think I could have won because I can make like a lot of mana, but I can't metamorph multiple times, I don't think. I'm not gonna cost Black Lotus here because I have nothing to do with it. I don't want to. I mean, I could ramp out these things, but it doesn't do much. I think I'm gonna start with Esper Sentinel. In case my opponent has a non-creature spell, I want it to be more art. Play. Attack. I'll offer to trade here. My opponent would take it. So now I can lure on, I can't lure on creature artifacts, but I can lure on like other artifacts like that. Yeah, we're killing that. We are killing that. Ooh. So I could also tinker here. First of all, let's blow up the ring. So I could Lotus tinker away my clue and have Bola Citadel in play, but I think I can wait one more turn. Because I've already played a land. Takes the S%. Okay, well, that just trade in Spectre and say go. I could use Laura and see if I hit something. Yeah, that's probably worth it. So let's see here. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Right. I could blow this and get it back, but I think this is good enough. Now if my opponent has an answer for Bola Citadel, the damage is already done. Can I pay with mana? Oh, okay, well, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. At some point I might stop because I'm running out of life points. But that one I don't know if I dare to cast, you know. I don't want to necessarily go to 5 against the red deck. Just passing here and setting up Wandering Emperor. Okay, that's fine. It's too slow. I do have 10 permanents soon. So, probably gonna mirror battles for next time with the help of Lotus. Not using Lauren, of course. Ooh. Ah, that is a thing. It's a big flyer, which I like. Paying 7 though against red is a little scary. Let's ask Black Lotus. Make it for white. There we go. for the Murktide. There's Jace, so I don't have to worry about decking. I think I can cast Jace. Going down to 8 seems okay. Self. Don't want to play the Nettle Cyst. Okay, can also get back Nettle Cyst. Play an island. Pay the Battle Smear. I can also play Murktide. Tinker. I should have left Nettle Cyst. Well, then I can do I have Bola Citadel? Do I have 20 permanents? Surely not, right? 5, 6, 10. No, I have 15. So next time my opponent is dead, I can just attack with everything and then. It's a Citadel. And oh, that actually has haste. So I'll go down to 6. Does have haste. And I'll attack with everything. Bola Citadel dealing the last 10, presumably. Also, Sir Jinder is going to be large here. Alright, see here. Right now my opponent takes 5, 7, 11, 15. I don't need to do anything. Just pass, and whenever my opponent does something, I can just load a Citadel. Alright, now then. There we go. Yeah, kinda like this still. Wish I had a sweeper, but right, another average hand, but my opponent did mull. The Murktide is looking very awkward here, but I do have 1, 2, 3. With good mana. So. Okay. Got a Tamishi as well. Did not have Soul Ring, which I'm grateful for. Oh, that's sick. Alright. Now the question is, do I get Bola Citadel or Battle Sphere? My opponent probably doesn't have a sweeper. I should probably just get Battle Sphere in this matchup. Oh well, I can't cast it next turn. Don't have to wait. Okay, so Tinker costs 4. Swords. Swords costs 2. So I can play Tamishi, which does lock down the board. And since I don't have a land drop, I can have no targets. So I should probably pass and Swords, Thalia end of turn and an untapped Tinker. I have not seen a Restoration Angel, and doing it this way means it's a little hard for my opponent to play like a non-creature spell like a Soul Ring or something. Also, I can double back Thalia, force out a trick, maybe. I just don't think it's worth it to Swords main phase. Also, my opponent attacks with Thalia double block, then my opponent maybe is going to sack the Selfless Spirit. Okay, fine with this trade. Opponent can boast and make a 1/1. Doesn't bother me. It's not bother me at all. Okay. Sure. Swords Thalia. Now Tinker. Okay, so I have to make a decision. Do I Tinker for Battle Sphere or Bola Citadel? I think I should just Tinker for Battle Sphere. I think I can just win the game with what I have in my hand. I have like a Merc that I can cast pretty soon. I don't think I want Esper. Yeah, it just seems just safer to go for the Battle Ball. I don't think attack. I could, but like giving up Sir Ginger for the card in my opponent's hand when Sir Ginger could represent some scries. Oh well, it won't. But my opponent can't Skyclave Battlesphere at least. So next turn I could cast a big Murktide. Question is, do I attack with Battlesphere? Yeah, I think I do. But I think I'll. So my opponent has 6 power. I don't think I'm gonna tap 3 mirrors. I don't need to tap all 4. So having 1 blocker left seems good in case something happens to Murktide. So I think tapping 3 is a good middle ground. Yeah, this is pretty expected. Don't think I can get back with Tamishi, so I'm just gonna cast a big Murktide, which is gonna become a 6/6 here. Or 5/5, I mean. 2 spells. This seems pretty safe and good. Oh yeah. That will do it for this video though.